Now that was more like it. Caps win 6-1 touchdown, baby, against the St. Louis Blues. 900 goals for Alexander Ovechkin. And you know what else? Unless Team Canada and St. Louis Blues general manager Doug Armstrong was wearing some type of weird sunglasses that, I don't know, block out the two best players on the ice, then it is going to be pretty damn hard for him to ignore both Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson after this game. And I know that most Capitals fans are obviously American, and so you guys, you probably don't want to see Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson on Team Canada because you guys understandably want the United States to win. The literal best goalie in the NHL this season, top 5 goalie in the NHL all of last season, the number 1 goalie in last season's Stanley Cup playoffs? Hell no, leave that guy at home. How about a 6'4", 225-pound Mack truck on skates who skates like the wind, scores 30-plus goals, kills penalties like a beast, great offensively, great defensively, great on the power play, great on the penalty kill, hits like a truck as mentioned, and will fuck you up in a fight if it comes to it. Nah, man, you guys don't need that guy on your team. That is certainly what all Americans, save for maybe a few Capitals fans, are hoping that general manager Doug Armstrong will believe. I am certain that most American Capitals fans, like I said, probably do not want to see Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson on Team Canada because they would make Team Canada a lot stronger. So we will see what shakes out with the Olympic rosters as we draw ever closer here to the 2026 Olympics in Italy coming up in February, obviously. So we will see what shakes out with all of that. But for now, babes, let's get to today's game. It was a great start by the Washington Capitals. First period, they're out shooting the St. Louis Blues 7-1 when they draw themselves a power play, the first power play of this hockey game, with some heavy pressure in the offensive zone. It was rookie Ryan Leonard on the third line who got all of that started down there in the offensive zone for the Caps. Heavy pressure, like I said. The third line eventually changes. We bring out the fourth line. They continue that heavy pressure, and the Caps eventually draw, like I said, the game's first power play. And they score, finally, a power play goal. In this economy, wow, what a concept here to score on the power play. And who else is it but Tom Wilson, the big body in front of the net there for the Caps. A beautiful deflection behind his back of a John Carlson shot from the point. Just a beautiful goal there by Tom Wilson for his 7th goal of the season already. Puts the Caps up 1-0. The power play is 1-for-1. Things are looking great here. Assists on that goal by John Carlson, obviously on the primary assist, and by Jakob Chychrun as well on the secondary assist. And that is how the first period would end, with the Caps up 1-0. Second period, just 2 minutes and 39 seconds in. Are you ready to see some history, baby? Caps captain Alex Ovechkin charging in on the forecheck as Blues netminder Jordan Binnington, who is actually Team Canada's, or was Team Canada's goaltender anyway at the Four Nations. They won, of course, yada, yada, yada. Great for him. But yeah, his save percentage to start this season is ugly. Logan Thompson leads the league in both save percentage and goals against average. Just saying. There are going to be some Olympic and Team Canada references throughout this video for that. I apologize in advance. Anyways, folks, back to NHL history here. So yeah, Alex Ovechkin, right? Charging in on the forecheck. Jordan Binnington coming out of his net to play the puck. Alex Ovechkin disrupts the play by Binnington, actually bats the puck out of midair to stop Binnington from being able to clear this puck. So Ovi gets the steal here, and eventually he launches a spinorama backhander at the net. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. A backhand by Alex Ovechkin that would get past Jordan Binnington for his 900th goal in the National Hockey League. 900 tucks in the NHL. Alex Ovechkin is obviously the first player ever in NHL history to accomplish this feat, to score 900 goals. That is obvious because obviously he had just last season broken Wayne Gretzky's all-time goals record of 894. So Ovi, last season, he scored 894 to tie Gretzky. He scores 895 to surpass Wayne Gretzky. And here now, he becomes the only player in National Hockey League history, like I said, to sit at 900 goals. This is a huge moment for him, a huge moment for the team, the organization, Capitals fans, and the hockey world as a whole. We have never, ever seen a player in the National Hockey League score 900 goals before tonight. Greatest goal scorer of all time puts his Caps up 2-0. Assist on that goal, the primary assist and the only assist as well on Ovi's 900th goes to Jakob Chychrun. Then, less than 2 minutes after Ovechkin's goal, the Caps obviously very juiced up by that. They come out flying here after Ovi's goal. They're ready to win this hockey game after his 900th goal for sure. They do not want it to come in a losing cause. And they come out flying really from this point on. So Ovechkin's line back on the ice here. And Anthony Beauvillier gets a beautiful goal here to put the Caps up 3-0. He has the puck in the slot. He acts as if he's going to shoot, but every St. Louis Blues player that's on the ice, including the goaltender, Jordan Binnington, decides instead to cover Alex Ovechkin over at the far post. And so Beauvillier, he gets to pull to his backhand and tuck into what is essentially a wide open net, vacated, like I said, by Jordan Binnington, who would rather cover Alex Ovechkin at the post. Okay, so he leaves the net wide open for Anthony Beauvillier, Bovi as they call him, and he is not going to miss that one. He deposits this puck, like I said, on the backhand to put the Caps up 3-0. Assist on that one, the primary assist, and again, the only assist here on this goal goes to Jakob Chychrun. But if we're being honest, really, Alexander Ovechkin should get an assist on this one as well, just for being the distraction, the decoy over there at the post. Then, less than 5 minutes after that one, John Carlson, now he gets his third goal of this season. Spin and fire here in the slot for John Carlson. Absolutely rips this puck past Jordan Binnington. And if you listen to the podcast there this week, Janae Talks Caps, the podcast that is, you would have heard us discussing how we wanted John Carlson to start shooting more again, use that big shot of his. And it's almost as if he listened to the podcast and heard us, because he had his shooting stick tonight here in this game. He takes the big shot, obviously, on the power play on the first goal of the game for the Caps that Tom Wilson deflects in the slot. So big shot by John Carlson there. And then here, like I said, spin and fire, baby, beats Jordan Binnington, puts the Caps up 4-0. Assists on this one to Ryan Leonard on the primary assist and to Martin Feravari on the secondary assist. And the 4 goals was all the leash that goaltender Jordan Binnington would get in this game from his coach, as he is yanked here after the Caps' 4th goal. Not a great performance by him, head-to-head, like I said, against Logan Thompson, vying for those Team Canada spots. I am sure, like I said, that Jordan Binnington is going to be on Team Canada again, as he should be, quite frankly, to be honest. He did get the win in the final against the United States at the Four Nations face-off last season. So he is going to be on the team. He deserves to be on the team for sure. But there are 2 other spots, right, that were occupied at the Four Nations face-off by Aiden Hill and Samuel Montembeault, both of whom, along with Jordan Binnington, by the way, all 3 of these guys having horrific starts to this NHL regular season. So there should be a door open here. If there is not a door open here for Logan Thompson, then we have to start to wonder what the fuck is going on here, because Logan Thompson, like I said, leads the NHL in save percentage, leads the NHL in goals against average. That was true before this game here tonight, and those numbers are only getting even better for him now after this one. Point is, there should be a door open here for Logan Thompson. And for Jordan Binnington, he made Logan Thompson look pretty good in this one with his own performance. Not that Logan Thompson needs any help on that front, certainly. Jordan Binnington gets yanked here after the Caps' 4th goal. So Joel Hofer comes in for St. Louis. in place of Jordan Binnington. And before the second period was over here, Anthony Beauvillier, he would go top shelf on him, beating Hofer top side, short side rather, actually. Top corner, short side is what I'm trying to say. Top corner, short side, okay, right over the shoulder on the top, on the short side rather. So for the St. Louis Blues, it doesn't seem to matter here who you have in net, as it now is 5-0 for the Washington Capitals. And yeah, for Anthony Beauvillier, great game by him. That is his second goal of the night and his third goal of this season. And that one for Anthony Beauvillier is unassisted. I was going to edit that clip out and redo it, but I think I'm actually not going to bother because the Caps are playing back-to-back here. They will be in Pittsburgh tomorrow. So quick turnaround for this video, so you guys will forgive me on that one. The Caps scored a ton of goals in this game, obviously. The touchdown, like I said off the top. So yeah, sometimes when there's like 5-6 goals, you get a little confused which one was which when you're going back and doing the videos. So you guys will forgive me. Plus, I'm a little bit rusty at Capitals goal calls, as I haven't exactly had a lot of goals for the Washington Capitals to talk about recently. So tonight, for sure, beautiful change of pace. Anyways, that's how the second period would end, with the Caps up 5-0. So we are loving life. Third period, the St. Louis Blues, they would get one back early here, just 37 seconds in. They get the shorthanded goal to make it 5-1. But ultimately, it did not matter, as the Caps would shut it down after that, playing great defense yet again. And with Logan Thompson in the net, you knew that there was pretty much zero chance that the Blues were going to make a comeback of it here. And so, yeah, they get their only goal of the night here, shorthanded 37 seconds in, like I said, to the third period. Then the nightcap later in the third period, Tom Wilson, baby. He would get his second goal of this hockey game, his 8th goal of the young season already. What a start to the season for the Caps' big power forward here. 8 goals already, like I said. He's hitting everything in sight. He's leading on and off the ice. Just an all-around great start by Willie. He is doing it all, like I said. Even strength, power play, penalty kill. He does it all. Team Canada would be absolutely crazy not to take this guy. So yeah, for Tom Wilson, his 8th goal, like I said, of the season already. Assists on this one by Rasmus Sandin on the primary assist. He was back tonight from injury. That is great to see. Great to have Rasmus Sandin back in the lineup for sure. And then Trevor Van Riemsdyk as well gets the secondary assist. So 6-1, babes, and that would be your final score. A complete dismantling of the St. Louis Blues. The Caps outshoot the Blues 32-24 for this game. And yeah, obviously they win 6-1. Plenty of great performances in this game for the Washington Capitals. We had obviously Tom Wilson with 2 goals, Anthony Beauvillier with 2 goals as well, Alex Ovechkin 900th flippin' NHL goal. That is absolutely massive. Absolute chills seeing the mascot Slapshot flip over that goal counter there, flipping it over from 899 to 900. Like I said, the first time that we have ever seen a 900 in the goals column next to any National Hockey League player's name. So that is phenomenal. It was such a fun night. So yeah, Tom Wilson, Anthony Beauvillier, Alex Ovechkin filling up the score sheet. John Carlson, like I said, as well, shooting the puck tonight. A very good game by him. 1 goal and 1 primary assist. And shout out to Jakob Chychrun as well, who did not score himself in this game, but he did have 3 assists. So a very strong performance by Chicky on the back end as well. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. Quick turnaround, like I said here, for the Washington Capitals and for me here on this YouTube channel, as the Caps, they play back-to-back again. So they will be traveling tonight and playing in Pittsburgh tomorrow night. So yeah, second half of a back-to-back for the Caps will be that game in Pittsburgh. The Penguins will be fully rested for that one. So we will see what happens there. I would assume that Charlie Lindgren would be in net for that one for the Caps. But yeah, hopefully the Caps can put up something of a good performance similar to what we saw tonight. So we will see how that all unfolds. Until then, babes, thank you all so much for watching. As always, I really, really appreciate it. Love seeing the comments coming in from you guys on these videos. You guys have some really great insight, so keep that coming as well. Love hearing what you guys think about the team. I know a lot of people, you know, early on here this season have had some concerns with the way that the team has been playing, particularly, you know, the lack of offense, lack of power play goals. So hopefully we saw some of that start to be remedied here tonight with obviously the 6 goals in total, and then a very nice power play goal right off the top in this game as well. Like I said, scoring on their very first power play of this game. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the start of the remedy, the start of good things to come for the Washington Capitals. And so, yeah, we will see what happens tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. Until then, babes, like I said, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, baby, let's go, Caps.